Morning, everybody. Now, today, if you woke up with a knot in your stomach, terrified of losing your job, or completely overwhelmed with corporate burnout, today we'll be diving in specifically into what areas and specifically how to target this so called problem. Really quick, we're just going to dive straight into it. Um, Being overwhelmed and burnout, you're not alone. Everybody goes through this, whether the smallest employee to the higher ups, they all go through it. Now, the key elements to getting through it is knowing a strategic plan. With that being said, one of the signs of, you losing your job is terminologies and certain language that the executives use. For example, if you are in a group and your tasks are they're no longer a long-term goals, and they're starting to shorten your goals as far as before they were giving you 6 months and they were talking about expansion, prosperity. They lower it to 2-week periods and they give you less assignments. That's one of the signs that you are being less valued, and they're ultimately I'm not saying on the verge of you losing your job. That's not what I'm trying to do here. My exact thing is what I'm trying to do is how to make yourself more valuable at your workplace without burnout and without being overwhelmed. So, um, just really quick, as far as stress and as far as burnout, we all wake up in the morning to our alarms, right? We get started. We start thinking about what's going to happen. Are we going to be late? Is traffic? And do I have time to even brush my teeth? Okay, so starting with the alarm clock, we carry that stress, and we don't pause. I refer to animals like cats and dogs. When they wake up, the first thing they do, if you notice, if you guys are fur parents, they stretch, they yawn, they don't care about anything else, and then they start their day. So with that being said, we should take that example and maybe wake up 15 minutes a little bit earlier, just to stretch, breathe, and not carry that stress from the alarm clock throughout the whole day. Because then you come home and ultimately you are carrying that stress. You watch some TV, you eat, play with your children, or video games, whatever habits that you have, and then it's a cycle of repeat. Now, as far as being burned out, that could be a variety of things. You can sleep and still wake up exhausted, still feel tired because it's ultimately you need REM sleep. And in order to get REM sleep, you have to be fully relaxed, and your body, it's what it's called, when you blink your eyes like this at night, that's considered REM sleep. Now, I've suffered, plenty of exhaustion, burnout, overworking, considered a workaholic. Now, as far as mental health, that is, I think, is more important than wealth. Because what good is wealth if you don't got your health? It's one thing that I found common as far as everybody from the workplace to anybody in the world is we're looking for financial freedom, and we're looking for time and vacations, and I think most people can agree. So one of the key things that you can do at your workplace as far as being valued and showing what you could bring to the table is I like a phrase called leave it better than how you found it. If you know your job description, whether if it's associate, customer service representative, manager, district manager, regional, market director, etc. These titles, honestly, they're made up just to make the employees or the people under them make feel important. I've been at multiple executive board tables where we come up with names and training manuals. Um, back to mental health. That's the most important thing to me because without mental health, you're not going to excel at all in any type of project or any type of workplace without having clarity and being able to execute with a precise plan. Strategically, what I found to be successful is calmly look at things when you get into a situation as far as you get overwhelmed at work. Now, one of my employees in one of my previous companies, and they were all Fortune 500 companies, not important to mention. He told me a very key thing that I still keep to this day. And when he first told me, I didn't really understand it at first. I just kind of looked at him like, whatever, let's get to the task. He said, you got to take a deep breath, take a step back, and look at things from the outside as if you're somebody else and try to look for solutions. Now, me myself, I'm a solution minded person. When I see things and I go through struggles in life, I don't ask why me or why is this happening. I ask, what can I learn from this situation? Okay. So, one of the tricks, the hacks, I guess you could call it, is while you're at work, just take a step back. Look at your work, look at your notebooks, take a deep breath. And as far as I say deep breath, I don't mean shallow. I mean a deep breath from your diaphragm, from the deep down in your gut, and let it out slowly, and count to four. That's very effective. And then look at the goals, look at what your supervisors or superiors gave you as a task, and execute at your own pace. Um, Executing at your own pace, that's kind of a double-edged sword because there is deadlines. I understand there's deadlines and there's certain things that you have to acquire and input in a certain amount of time, and it has to be effective and it has to be precise. Now, I'm not excluding not to be precise, and maybe sometimes you do have to hurry things up. Now, with that being said, hurrying things up, it leaves a big space for mistakes, flaws, etc. So this is my first video. This is corporate survival therapy. So just here to help. If you have any questions, this is a brief video. This is my first video. Now, if you have any questions as far as what you're going through specifically, as far as your workplace or mental health wise, leave in the comments, and I address every single comment, and I will definitely take notes of it. I find every single person important, whether if you're a janitor, a CEO, or an owner. I resort back to uh, Sam Walton. I believe his name was the one who started Walmart. His suggestion box, he would take it serious if a janitor or somebody cleaning the windows would put in something that they felt was unright or what they seen, and he would take that just as valid as the person under him. Now, Walmart started as a very small store. It was, initially a mom and pop shop, and because of his integrity and his humbleness, it grew to be what it is now. So I'm gonna end with that, and I thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Not like your regular YouTubers. I'm not doing this for, I mean, any agenda besides helping people out of the situations. We'll be covering in other videos if your bills and tactics and terminologies to use to lower your bills legally. Because I know these tactics, and I've been an employee from the lowest and worked my way up. I've had other companies offer me positions in high places. I refuse them for the simple reason that if an employee calls me and I go to a new company, and yes, I have all this experience from all these other companies and trial and error, but if they call me with a specific problem, and if I haven't walked through those same waters, I'm not going to be able to give them a right solution as far as how to navigate it unless I've been through it myself. So, for example, somebody says, "Hey, I'm stuck. I have this client, and he's giving me these rebuttals, and I don't know how to overcome it." Now, if I've never dealt with that situation at all, I would just give a vague solution that it wouldn't fit that specific individual's problem and addressing the core problem. So, I don't want to leave this long. I want to make this under 10 minutes. So, I wish you guys well. I know it's, about, I believe it's Thursday, probably around 9 o'clock. So, people are rushing to work, getting to their desk, open up emails, then having meetings, which are called impact meetings for some companies, as far as to motivate and energy drinks and all this and so much movement and all that stuff, which also goes into anxiety and feeling depressed because in the corporate world it's very competitive. It's very intimidating from others as far as somebody else being dominant and speaking, and you feel like you're not valid, or if you say something, you're gonna feel dumb. That's completely not true. All the executives, from the interns, from everybody, they're taking notes of your actions, your facial features, your body language, your posture. Um, so I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm 30 seconds over 10 minutes. So you guys have a great day. I will be uploading more videos. Like I said, this is my first video. I just felt that this would be some value as far as universally, not just the United States, because I know YouTube's platform reaches different countries, but it all applies. I've been in different states, here and there, and I've noticed different. I got culture shocked plenty of times. I'm from the south side of Chicago, and probably one of the hardest markets to start a business as far as sales or any business. And traveled as a corporate trainer, um, training offices, startup companies, opening up office, duplicating myself, and then moving on to the next agenda. Now, so I'll leave you guys with that, and hope you guys have a great day. If you guys do want to subscribe or leave your comments, feel free. If not, I'm still going to continue my mission and continue my explanations as far as lowering bills, dealing with stress, depression, uh, uh, corporate America, as as like people say, because I've been there and done that, and I'm no better than you. I'm still learning. I'm gonna be always a student of life, and that's just the character that I am. Is someday, every day, there's something I can learn. When I walk to the stores, when I go to the streets, I talk to people cleaning the streets, and they give me some advice that I'm just like, wow, that's top executive level owner advice. Now, really quick before I end the video, I'm going to refer to Kawasaki. There's 4 ways of making money. So there's an employee, um, there's self-employed, there's business owner, and there's an investor, which is four. So, wherever you're in as far as that category, drop in the comments. Question me. As far as my titles that I've had, which I don't like titles. Just a person just like you, just trying to help. You guys have a great day now, all right? Prosperity and blessings to all.